Hello, 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 my quilties. Today I'm going to be in here and working on a quilt that I just got back from my quilter. The young lady just quilted my quilt today. Well, not today. I just got it back a couple of days ago, but today I'm going to put on my binding. Now she just quilts it together for me and then I put my own binding on. And so today I'm going to show you how I do my binding. But before I do that, I'm going to ask you to please hit that like button and subscribe. On my last video, I got a lot of views. Mary Jo helped me out, and she did one of my. We were doing the charity quilt, and she was doing her blog, and we got a lot of views, but we need some likes and some people subscribing to the channel. So I'm just going to say that up front. If you could just like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. All right, today, like I said, today we're going to do some binding. And I'm going to show you how I do my binding. Now, most people, when I was taught how to do binding, you cut it at 2.5. I do mine at 2.25. And because every time I do it at 2.5, I am, it's like a little wide for me. So I took a 1/4 inch off of it. So now I do mine at 2.25. And so I cut a bunch of strips, depends on how many I need. And I measure my quilt and I cut as many as I need. This one here, I got 4 width of fabric of this blue. And this is what came off the back of the quilt, when they was putting it together. So I was able to get a couple of pieces of that, and we'll put both of them on the quilt. I like to do a little scrappy quilting. Binding. I like to use up my fabric that I have and just put it around the binding. So without further ado, we're going to start. Now I'll just sit here and just cut these salvages off. Just cut them. I don't have to have those exactly perfect. And then I'm going to bring this camera down. I'm going to show you how I sew them together. Let me just cut these off. I'm showing you exactly how I do it. And we're just going to two like this. You usually being that these you can't really tell the front from the back, so it doesn't matter. But usually you would have, let me bring this down so I could really show it to you. Come on. No, I don't want to work for me. I tell you, working with these cameras sometimes can be difficult. I just want the camera to go down. That's up. Now it was working before. Let me see, maybe I could take that off. Exit that, okay. Come on. Go down. Okay, how about this? This drives me. I had all this working. Now it don't want to work. Let me hit this. What does this say? I don't want that. All right, there we go. Took me a minute, but we got it. Is that clear? Okay, good. Put all this over here. So that's how it be sometimes. That's how it be. So you take it, and I always like to put my fabric up on my machine like that, and I'll put one piece going this way and one piece going that way. Just like that. See that? And then we're going to go across here. And if you look at this, you're going on your left side from your left top corner down to your right bottom corner. That's how I do mine. And I'll show you. Now you can, let me show you this too. You can put a pin here. That might help some people. It does. I don't usually do it because I can hold it because it's not that big. It seems like sometimes when I put a pin in it, it shifts it a little bit. But if you hold it, like my thread is a little short, so I'm going to pull some of it out because I don't want it. And then we have this little line. See if I can get you. There we go. Right here, I got this tape on here, and I try to get that little point to be on that middle line, which is the red line. And that's what I watch when I'm sewing, to make sure it stays there. I don't watch my needle, I watch where I'm going. And when I open it up, it goes like that. That looks real good. Then I take my scissor and I cut close to a quarter of an inch. I cut that little piece off. And this is what we're looking at. And we'll put this like this. And then we'll grab another piece. Now mind you, when we grab the next piece, this is up. So I'll just slide it. I'll just slide it like this. And I'm going to grab this one here this time. And this will give you a good example of what I'm saying here. So I'm going to take this. Now this is the right side. This is the pretty side. But I'm going to lay the pretty side down. And I'm going to line it up the same way. We're going to get the top left to the bottom right. I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to sew it straight on down. And keeping it on that red. Open it. And there we go. We're going to cut that 1/4 inch. Cut it down to a 1/4 inch. Like that. Get rid of that. And you'll see, here we go. Now this one is a little longer than those two. So I'm going to slide it down like I did. Push all of that out. Now you'll see on this one, we're going to leave the pretty side up. And we're going to take another one of these blue solids. And cut this little selvage off. Try to do it as straight as possible. I do pretty good cutting it straight, so. But I want that selvage off. And then we're going to put this down on top, pretty side up on this one. Because the one that's going down should be on the wrong side. The one that we're putting it on top of should be on the right side. The pretty side, as they say. And do the same exact thing. Line it up. Always check it before you cut it, because once you cut it, then, well, you can fix it. You just have to cut it off here and start all over, and you'll lose a little bit of fabric. But always check it before you cut it, because it's easier to take the threads out and re-sew it. had my baby lock crescendo. I had to take it to the shop because it was I thought it was the sensor, but the man said he doesn't think it is the sensor. But that's what I thought it was, because it just kept going a couple of stitches, and then it would stop sewing, go in a couple of stitches and stop sewing. So I called up the sewing place and I asked them, what is going on? I can't get it to keep going, and it just keeps stopping and keeps saying to check my thread and check my the top thread. I'm like, well, it just started that. Maybe I hit a button or something. But they say it might be the spring, so I'm hoping that's what it is and not the sensor. So I'm sitting out here in my dining room sewing instead of in my sewing room, because I didn't want to move my machine back in there. So I was looking for my other little piece. I'll show you the quilt too, eventually, as soon as I get to this part, finish with this part. So we're going to do that again. So hopefully it's not no major cost to get my machine fixed. The one I'm sewing on now is a brother. This is almost like the what is this? The brother something. It's called the PQ1600S. And this is a straight stitch machine, basically. That's all it does. It doesn't have any bells and whistles, but it's like a little workhorse. And it's more it's more mechanical than what is the word I'm looking for? I'm having a hard time with these words today. It's not computerized. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just a little straight stitch machine. I'm doing really good on these today. Usually I have to rip out a couple of them. Maybe I need to be on camera doing this more often, then I don't have to do too much ripping out. Alright, and we'll put that last piece on here. I kind of mix them up a little bit. See, this one here was cut a little raggedy, so we're just gonna fix that. This is my little, where we put my scraps in. I don't just be throwing them around. Pretty side down, because it's on the top. Just go and just, I got the iron on over there, because I always like to iron those seams open. Make sure. So when we putting it on the binding, it lays flatter when you press the seams open. Normally I go to the dark side, but in this case I like to press them open. That looks really good. I'm so proud of myself right now. I don't know what to do. I am so proud of myself. Alright, let's see if we can get this up and over. Just move it over here. So I want y'all to see when I'm ironing. Let's go down. Here we go. I like to press these seams, but before I get to that part, I like to also just hit this with a little press as well. see this? It's not straight. I'm gonna straighten that out just a little bit. There we go. This is what I normally do. Let it go down there. Just try to knock out some of these wrinkles. Now just mind you, this is pressing. I mean, this is ironing. I'm not pressing, I'm ironing. It's a difference. When you press, you stop and you press. That's pressing, like that. This is ironing. There is a difference. And a lot of times when they tell you to press something, you want to just go like this and press it. Because when you iron it, sometimes you're stretching the fabric. Especially when you're doing piecing. You don't want to do too much ironing. You want to do a lot of pressing. This here, I'm ironing. And I'm also trying to get these little... I'm gonna hit this with a little something, because see those creases in there? Get those creases out if I can. Some nice. Let's see. Hit that with a little something. Here we're going to open up. Press that down. You know, that's those creases come from when they're on the bolt and they roll the stuff up, and I guess there's no way to avoid it. Said this is iron. You have too much more to go. I just let it go down to the floor, because at the end when I start putting it on the quilt, I pull it from off the floor, because this way it stays straighter. Not all balled up. Notice when I cut this, if you look right here, has a little bit of selvage on there, but it'll be in the back of it. Usually I cut that off, but when I was trying to get as much of it as I could, I wound up getting a little bit of selvage. Sometimes these nails help when you could just get right in there. This is where all the creases are in this fabric. Try to match it as close as I could. Looks pretty good. When you see the quilt, you'll see You will see. I made this quilt maybe a year ago, maybe 2. And I decided to go ahead and let Cindy quilt it for me because it was kind of big, and when it's big it's hard to get under these domestic machines, and she has a long arm like that Hillside Adventure we did. That's a big one. I might have to get her to do that one. It's really big. Alright. We're at the end. Like I said, I just leave it right there. Just wanted y'all to see the ironing part, and then we're gonna bring it up. Will it go up for real this time? Here we go. Here we go. But I'm going to give me a minute here. I'm gonna show you the quilt. We're gonna put it on. This is the actual quilt here that we're putting that on, and this is the back. That's why I wanted to save a little bit of this to bring to the front. I like this quilt. So I always start in the back. I'm gonna hold it up. I always start in the back, and I always start going from a little piece of this corner, of this top. I'll bring it across, go in the corner here, and go down and come all the way back around. But when I do that, I'm gonna bring you down. Here we go. Let me see it. There we go. I always like to start coming this way and then go down. And I always leave a little piece. I always leave like about this much of a tail out. So I'll start from right here. So we're going, I'll start from here, but I'll leave this amount out so that I connect it. No science to it or anything, or how much, but I just try to leave enough where I can connect it. And then I fold it. I don't, some people press theirs in half. And the reason I don't press mine in half, I think I learned this from, I don't remember where I learned it from. But when you press it, when you go around, if it's not completely even, then you have a press line on this side. So I prefer not to press it, and then when I roll it over, it won't have that press line on it. So that's my tip. Move this chair out so I can put most of this quilt in there. And I'm gonna move it back a little bit so you can see. I want you to see the process. You can go right here. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Let's see. Bring it over here. I don't think so. I'm trying to move this camera where you can see it. Bring it down some more. There we go. I knew I would be able to get it. Get it, go, get it. All right, now we got it good and lined up. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna take a couple of stitches. We're gonna reverse. That's the only part where I reverse at and at the end. Because when I get ready to combine the two, I'll make sure it's really strong. And this one be 1/4 of an inch all the way around. When we get to these corners, we're going to stop at 1/4 of an inch. Right there. And then lift it up, turn it, and we're going to sew, and I'll show you that in a minute. We're going to sew right in that corner. Can you see that? See how we just sewed right off? We came up, came down, and then we just turned and right into that corner. And then we'll lay this fabric to the side like this. Flip it back. I'm not thinking y'all could see this that good. I want you to see it. Okay. We're coming down here. We sew it into the corner. We flip this like this. So it looks like a little triangle there. We hold it and we flip this back like that. Because we're going to we turn in that corner. And we turn the fabric, the whole thing. And we start all over again. And we're going to do that to all 4 corners. And if you look at this, when we turn this around, it's going to have a mitered corner. You see that? It'll have a mitered corner. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to line them up. Lay it down. Try to stay consistent. And you know what? Let me just put this on the wrong way. So now everything that I just did, thank God I didn't go too far in. I have to take it out because it's on backwards. And I'll show you. See, the stitching is on the outside. It's supposed to be on the inside. So we're going to take this out. This is what happens. That's the part I don't like. And I did so good putting them together to turn around and put it on backwards. That's what happens when you get so proud of yourself. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud. I got all those on and didn't have to take it out. I gotta take all of this out. It could have been worse. Could have had a long piece and had a whole lot of it done. And then I had to take it out, so. Didn't have that much done. I'm not happy though. I'll tell you that. A little bit more. And this is what happens sometimes. This is real. Alright, now let's turn this the right way. Now we probably, you know what, I might need to press this again. Give me a second, let me press this again because it's going to have those lines in it. Alright, let's find this going the right way. Alright, starting all over again. Starting all over again. Okay, we're going to start here. You know, too, you could pin or clip your binding on. That'll keep it from moving as well. Just clip it on, but I don't want to do that. Maybe that's what I should have did. I would have known it was on backwards. Make sure. Alright, here we go again. It happens to the best of us. It really does. Take it down. To a 1/4 inch. Always. That looks good. Really want to make sure. That was fast, and that wasn't what I wanted to do again. Let's see if it'll work. Oh, it'll work. Didn't look all that diagonal, but it works. Flip it and turn it. Got the gist of that on there when I put it on the first time. So now we're gonna. There we go. There we go. And what she does is stippling. She just stipples it. That's what she does. Now there's a whole lot of quilters out there, long arms, and they do all kinds of designs. And Cindy is sticking to stippling, which is fine with me, because I like stippling too. That's all I do on mine, the smaller ones. That's all I do. But I do have a and it has like bumblebees on it. I keep saying butterflies, but it's bumblebees. And I'm gonna have another lady do that one because I really want her to put the little bumblebees on them to go with the quilt. So that one I'm gonna have done by someone else, but mainly I usually get Cindy to do all mine. And she does a great job. Today is Sunday here. So everybody's home today. Usually nobody's home when I'm taping. You might hear some noises here and there. I have to do it a little at a time because I want to make sure I'm grabbing both pieces of this bind. All the way done, and come to find out this piece here it wasn't connected on this side right here. So I'm taking my time. I'm checking and double checking. Let's start with I took a guess. I'm not one of those people that had to do all this heavy and add and subtract and divide and all that. I just take a guess sometimes on how much I think I need. And usually I'm pretty on point on how much binding I need. I'm usually pretty good. Usually have more than enough. Every now and then I have less. And then I have to stop and add something. Most of the time. And this is where we're going to hide that little bit of selvage. We're going to hide it in here. Let's see. Yep. Yup, yup, yup. Yup, yup, yup. Take it down to 1/4 of an inch. Looks like it. That's another thing I do there. That's good. Turn it around. Going down. See that? That's good. That is good. We have 1, 2, 3. We have four blocks for the charity quilt, 4 breast cancer pink blocks, and 4 of the primary color, which we gonna do the blue one tomorrow, which is Pat's block, and then we have the green one. If we have enough time, we might do the green one tomorrow, if not Wednesday, but they're all ready to go, so we have to wait for the other colors. But right now we're going to have 4 for the charity quilt, and usually around September we usually will, I will usually have a person that is the breast cancer quilt too. Someone that's either been diagnosed with cancer and they're getting ready to start their treatment, or somebody that has finished their treatment. But it will be someone that's definitely deserving. It's a terrible thing to even be diagnosed with breast cancer. Treatments and everything. You just want to brighten up someone's day if we can. That's what it's all about, with all the we want to be here to at least bring some sunshine, some happiness, some smiles to someone, if we can. I keep checking just to make sure I'm catching it. Just to make sure I'm catching it. Because I hate wait to get all the way down. And realize I didn't catch it. And then gotta fix it. Or sew it down some kind of way. I prefer to do it right the first time. It's my desire. All right. Let's see. Very good. It's so good. I ain't gonna be praising myself too hard, because when I did it the last time, I have to take it out. Corner is where I spend most of my time. So I want that corner to come out right. And when I turn it on the other side is when it's going to matter. And somebody else might do this a whole different way, but this is the way I do it. Get it? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And going back into the solid. That's going to be nice that it's in the little corner. Start with the solid. Then we go into and another thing, if you have your quilt on something not hanging off, it makes it even better, because then it's not pulling. They can be very heavy when you're trying to sew, and it's pulling and it's hard to keep it straight. So if you got like a chair like I have here, a chair to lay it in, or if you got a bigger table and it's laying on the table, it really does. That's why you keep seeing me adjusting so it's not pulling. Making sure I see that piece of fabric. We are doing really good. And I'm pulling it a little bit to make sure it's good and straight and tight too. It is looking really good. Make sure I can see it. Oops, wait a minute. I just ran at the barber. Just sewing along. When I see stitching and no, it don't look like they the right size, I always check, and that's what was going on. We done ran out of bobbin. And this machine doesn't say, hey, you had a bobbin. These computerized ones will let you know, not this one. But I try to keep bobbins ready. Let me put this in. Take me long to put it in the bobbin. There you go. And that story is done. It is told. Now we back in business. Yep. You can tell when your bobbin runs out if you're paying attention. It's not the same size, but you won't have the same size stitching. It'd be like longer stitching. Just know that when we doing these and putting these things together, we're not running a race. We're not running a marathon. We're going to take our time. We're going to make sure we're picking up all the fabric that we need to pick up so that you don't have to do it 10 times. So just take your time with this. Make sure that you are lining everything up. Make sure that you're sewing as accurate as you can on that 1/4 inch. As accurate as you can. Sometimes it goes off a little bit, but like I said, as accurate as you can. Hitting that corner. Flipping you around. I have one of my quilting friends, and she's very accurate. She calculates everything. She does all her measurements, and I applaud her for that. She does, and her quilts come out very nice. I mean, they are gorgeous quilts. My quilts come out nice too, but sometimes the point might be a little off, you know. Sometimes I might not have it exactly But if you weren't a quilter and you looked at it, you wouldn't know. But that's one of the things she does. That's just who she is, you know. That's who she is. And one day I'm gonna be like that. One day. Maybe it's today. It's really good. Maybe today is my day. Because it looks like I am just getting this right on. I mean, it's like, it looks real straight and everything. Okay, now we're coming down to the end here. So, remember we stopped. I move the camera right here. Remember when we started. Let me bring it down a little bit more. Maybe. Go down a little bit more. That's up. Okay, here. We started here, and we left this little tail on the end. So now we're gonna come down here, and we're probably gonna stop. I do have a lot left. We're gonna stop probably about a few more stitches. We'll stop, and then we'll show you how to connect this. And then I'll tell you, when we stop again, we're gonna have to back stitch again, because we're gonna be doing a little maneuvering and pulling. Okay, that's good. All right. All right. I'll figure out where I'm gonna put this camera now, so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we have two pieces. This is where we stopped here. This is where we stopped here. I can grab it. We got two ends, and this is how much space we have in between. So we're gonna pull this and this, and we're gonna use this, which is the end of the binding. So I'm gonna put this end right in the middle here. And you can see it's in the middle. I'm gonna lay this across. Move it over some, okay. Move this right here. And I'm gonna cut at the end of this. See here? At the end. I'm gonna cut this part off. Okay. Then I'm gonna pull this piece over. There we go. And on the other end, on the end of the other side of this, I'm gonna cut this piece. And then I'll pull all this off. And that's gonna give us that much room in between. As you can see it We have that much space. Now, same way we did the binding, I'm going to lay this side, pretty side up, and then I'm going to take this one and flip it over to the wrong side and put it together like so. Same way. And we're going to sew top left to bottom right. But, wait a minute, there we go. But to make sure that we're right, we're going to take some pins. We're going to put it in that area just so that we don't sew this the wrong way. Just stick a pin here and stick a pin here. And then I'm going to close it and see how that goes together. So I know that's the way I need to sew it. Now, like I always say, some people do it different, but this is the way I do it. I'm going to bring it back over to the machine. Straight. Lay it flat. Go over a little bit. And take my pins out. And make sure I lay that on that line, and then I'm going to go straight on across. Look at that. Perfect. I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch of that off. I'm going to just finger press it. And I'm going to flatten it. Here we go. Make sure that they're even, and we're going to keep on sewing right on down. Clean that up some. There we go. So it's not pulling. So make sure this is good and flat. There we go. I don't want it to be bulky. There we go. And I just went over some of the stitches. I didn't start. I just started right when the stitches back and went over them. And I'm gonna slow down here and make sure that I try to line this up so that this go right into those same stitches. And I got a little bulk right there, but I don't think it's going to see. You won't even see it. Okay. Now that's putting it around the back. Now we got to bring it around. Sometimes you got to cut off some of these threads. So we're in, I'm videotaping, so I told you might hear people because everybody's home today. Alright, we're going to flip this around. We're going to start on the corner. Again, I always start like down and then come to the corner. I'm just going to flip it over like so. And now we're gonna start right about here. Now, this one I don't back stitch on there because I'm gonna do my best to try to run right back in that same line when I get back around. So I don't need to back stitch there. And another thing, when I see threads, I try to push them up into. Let me see something here. I try to push them back in there like that. So when I'm sewing, and I really try to get as close as I can to the outside seam here. I try to get as close as I can. And then I just constantly push those threads. Now when we look at this, the seam on here is going this way. So when I flip it over, I want the seam to go the opposite way. So I'm gonna turn it this way and bring it over so it goes the opposite way. And again, that looks nice. I'm gonna try to hold this. I'm gonna get me my stiletto here. And I'm gonna hold this down. Because it's right on point there. Put you back over here so you can watch. Bam. See there? Real close there. Real close. I like it. Push the threads in. I'm not getting you where I want you to see this. There. I push the threads in. Look at that corner. That looks real good. Now you see what I was saying? See, this is going this way and this one is going that way. Make sure all your threads are in. Try to get it as close as I can. It's the way this machine is. That's why I can't. Get them up under there. Can you see? south there. This here is going to be better. Okay. Is that what I really want to say? Yeah, that's it. I'm not trying to be the first one across the finish line. We just want to get across the finish line. Cut some of these threads. Down to another corner. Turn it. Flip it. This is stiletto. I'm gonna hold it right there. Sometimes we don't push all the threads in, and then you have to cut them. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I never really took my time. I usually just be zooming through these things. And now these look, I need to start taking my time because this looks so nice. It's so neat. It really does. Tell y'all, I got 83 subscribers, so that means I need, or 82. I need 18 to make 100. So if I can get 18 people to subscribe and let me be in 3 digits, I'd appreciate it. Thumbs up and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100. This is a pretty quilt though. And it's pretty. I like the colors. It was a jelly roll. This was a jelly roll quilt. Made out of jelly rolls. I wish I could remember the name of it. But it was fun. After I to a quilt store. They had a class on this, and it came out real nice. And all it was jelly roll and some white background fabric. Cut some of this threads, they're not going in. I have to cut them. I really enjoy quilting. I really do. I like doing it. I kind of like doing this too, videotaping myself doing it. I used to watch a lot of videos and I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. I can show people some tips. Show them how to do certain little things. We can get a lot of young people to get on and learn how to do these things. You know, our grandparents and used to make quilts. I still have a quilt from my grandmother in the closet, and I always wanted to know how to make a quilt, but I never took the time to do it. And then once I started, that was it. That was it. And years ago, fabric wasn't so expensive. Now it's so expensive. But there's always ways to get around that too. You know, they have a lot of sales on fabrics. You can go into thrift stores. You know, there's always ways to get around it. But I really wish a lot of young people would just learn how to do it. Make some quilts that will be passed down from generation to generation, like some of our ancestors did. A lot of them did it out of necessity, but now we could do it and make them for our kids, grandkids, and let them be passed down. I always say also, when you make a quilt, put a label in there. Put your name in there so people years from now will know that it was yours. I always put a label on mine. I used to just put like a little square label. Now I put a little butterfly or something on the back. And I sew it in. And it has the print of the butterfly on the front. So like this one here, I would do white stitching in the bobbin, but it would have a butterfly print on the corner. And the butterfly would be on the back. This one I will probably find that this same blue that we got on this here, I will put the butterfly in this blue, a solid blue. And then I'll put the label right on top of it. No, I'm in the corner because I'm trying to get it to match here. Get my little, bam, there it is. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. I'm gonna start taking my time because this really is coming out nice. It really is. That binding is so pretty. After I finish this, I'm gonna go lay down. And pat myself on the back. And pat myself on the back. Cause it's just, I'm taking my time and it's coming out so nice. It might be this machine. I might need to do my binding on this machine. I do all my patchwork on my other machine, but when it comes to binding, I might need to use this machine. But if you like what you see, leave a comment. Tell me something. Y'all can leave a comment too. Leave a comment. Ask me some questions. You know what? I did make some project bags. They came out really nice. I'll show you at the end of the video. But I got it off. It's a free pattern. You know I like free patterns. And when I show it to you, if you want me to show you how, go step by step with you on it, just let me know. And I'll do one on camera here with you. Tell you what you need. You can you can do it together. You can look at it and go back and do it. But those bags, they're really easy to do. I mean, it came out so nice. And I seen her doing it, where really, and then I went back and found the free pattern. They are really nice. I already got something in one of mine already. I'm also going to do a quilt as you go quilt because this is going to be too big. I'm doing it for a friend. And I'm moving stuff around because it's in my way. So I'm going to do it as a quilt as you go. I'm going to just put some blocks together and then quilt them as I go. That's another way of doing it. A lot of times that's a good way actually to practice it. It's really a good way to practice because you're only going to do a small block at a time or whatever size the block is. You do them one at a time and it'll help you with practicing how to quilt. The top of it is piecing. You piece the top, you get a back, and you get batting that goes in between. And when you do the stippling, that's actually quilting. That's where the quilting come in at. But when you piecing it, you putting the blocks together and all that's piecing. But quilting is actually when you're stippling the 3 layers together. And if you do a quilting to go, it helps you or get you kind of used to doing a little stippling like this. That's how you could practice on it. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it on camera, piece by piece, and then you could quilt as you go with me. Watch it and maybe do some with me. It's gonna be a lot of blocks, so I'll be doing a lot of things in between too. Alright, whoa, Nelly. We're down almost to the end. I don't know if y'all count how many corners I went around. Yeah, that was the last one up there, coming up to that first corner now. I even also like the way it feels after it's quilted. It feels so, I don't know what it just feels good to me. This is where we gotta meet that. Oh, I'm gonna turn you around. I guess the fabric. But the quilt probably pushed the camera. Alright, let me snip this a little bit. We're gonna try to line this up. Damn. Oh, that's good. Try to get this little bit of thread right here out of here. And it is done. Let's see. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Can you come out here for a minute? I'll put this camera up some. You need him to come out. Can you hold this up for me?
Okay.
Hold it up. All right, there we go. That is it. see if I can pull you back a little bit. That is it. That is the quilt. It came out pretty nice. Thank you. Hold it, stay right there. I want to show y'all some of the detail here on that corner. Look at that. That's really nice. It came out really nice. All right, y'all. Looks like that story is told. And it's a done deal. Y'all have a good evening. I just wanted y'all to see how to put that binding on and complete a quilt. Now that quilt is completed, and I think it just came out really nice. It just came out so nice. And like I said, we're not running a marathon. If you take your time, your stitching come out nice. That really came out nice. I took my time, and it took me a little bit of time to do it with you, but because I was doing it with you, I slowed down and I did a good job on that. So have a good evening, and like I always say, that story is told. All right, bye-bye.